Hello, I'm Dr. Tammy Thompson, and I'm going to be your instructor for this 8-week course on human resource management and strategy. This course will help you to see that HRM is really not just administrative tasks, but really it serves as a strategic partner in driving business success. We'll take a look at the technical and legal aspects of HRM, but we're always going to put that focus on how it impacts the organization's bottom line. So what are we going to learn? Well, first of all, we'll take a look at the importance of HRM in strategic planning. And we'll look at the core function and roles of HR professionals. Next, we'll learn how to apply the theories to solve real-world HR challenges. In addition, we'll look again, as I noted earlier, about the legal and technical aspects that influence HR decisions, and we'll figure out solutions to common HR problems. Now, the required textbook is called The Fundamentals of Human Resource Management. It's the 9th edition, and you will see all of the information for purchasing this book on Canvas. It also will include the ISBN number for you to assess. I want to spend just a minute to talk about the navigation of the course itself. So the course is set up in modules by week. And so you can review the objectives for that week, any assigned readings and assignments. And discussions are set up so that you will have initial posts on Wednesday with replies due on Sunday. General assignments are typically due on Sunday of each week. Now, there is one exception to kind of those guidelines, and I just want to point that out in this video, and that is that week 8 is a little short, so it ends on Thursday instead of Sunday. So because of that, that week we have no readings, but what we're working on is your final project, your portfolio paper and presentation. So I ask that you have your presentation ready and posted by Monday of that week, that you review some of your peers' presentations and reply to at least 2 of them by Wednesday, and then your final paper is due on Thursday. I want to talk a little bit about the coursework. One thing that you will note is that I have rubrics established for every assignment. I do that for a very specific reason. I think it's very important that you know what the expectations are for that particular assignment. So I like to have those laid out, and then I will use that rubric to grade whatever assignments you turn in. What I would tell you is that I encourage you to review those before you turn the paperwork in or that assignment in. And I would also encourage you to ask questions. If I give you feedback or you don't quite understand something, don't be afraid to reach out. So we're set up where we're going to do some discussions online, and you'll basically be analyzing the course material and then engaging in dialogue with your peers. So I do have this set up a little bit differently, and I wanted to explain that before the course began. So initial posts are due on Wednesday, and instead of everybody being required to do an initial post when we're in a discussion week, because they are a little bit more in depth, I've assigned them to 2 or 3 students only. So only those 2 or 3 students whose names have been highlighted on that assignment are required to make that initial post. Then the rest of you are asked to engage and respond to at least 2 of your peers, or actually 2 or 3, depending on how many of the different posts. So if there's 2 students that have made a post, respond to those 2 students. If there's 3 students, please respond to each of the 3 students. But I want you to engage with those students and have a dialogue really about the topic at hand. If you're the ones that had the initial post, what I ask for you to do is to just check back in and answer any questions throughout the week that some of your peers may have. I would encourage you, if you're making replies, to respond earlier rather than later, because that really is what helps to build that dialogue and discussion. So while things are not technically due until Sunday, if you wait until Sunday, you aren't probably going to get as much response from your peers and good interaction on that particular piece of information. So again, the reason I set it up this way is because the discussions that I've given you are a little bit more in depth than a typical discussion board might be. And so it might take you a little bit more time to answer that. But again, you won't, I think we have 3 discussions, so you'll each be assigned one where you would do the initial response. If you do have any questions about that, let me know. I am consistently kind of modifying how I roll through this, and I'm trying to make it really an effective use of your time. And I think that this might be a good technique to maybe try that. But if you have different feedback, I am open to that. And please let me know how it goes as we work through the class. You also have what we call reflection papers, and those are just going to be papers designed to have you think about whatever the topics for that week might be and to kind of synthesize what you've learned. Again, they're not every week. You'll notice in the assignment section when those are due. They are typically required on the weeks that we do the discussions. Other weeks, we will be doing case studies. Everybody must do the case study. There are 3 that I have posted throughout the course, and I'll provide a scenario in that assignment block. And then I'm going to ask you to identify key issues and make some recommendations. So you will just turn that in. You won't actually post your case study paper, but what you will do is during the weeks that we're working on the case studies, we'll have what I've termed a check-in. And really what I'm asking you to do then is to check in by Wednesday and to post something that you've learned that week through the readings and to identify how it connects to the case study. So I do this so that I make sure that you're understanding those key concepts prior to putting that case study together. And it also gives you an opportunity to ask questions as you work on your case study. You will notice that we have an interview scheduled. So I talk about this now so that you can start to think and maybe start asking someone that is in the HR world if you might interview them. So the idea is you'll conduct an interview of this person. And it can be someone from your current position or a past position or just a person that you know that works in the field. It's really designed to give you a better understanding of the work of an HR professional. Now, I've given you in the assignment a list of questions to ask, and then I've also requested that you develop 2 of your own questions. Then you'll write a paper summarizing what you've learned from that interview. The last project that we have is the portfolio paper, and there's a presentation that goes along with it. And so you're going to choose an HR area and research a program or a practice and evaluate its effectiveness and then recommend improvements. Now, this might be something that you uncovered when you were having your interview with your HR professional, or maybe it's a process that you deal with at your current job that you know could be improved upon, right? So all sorts of options for you to explore with this portfolio paper. If you have questions or want to know if your idea makes sense for putting that paper together, please, again, don't hesitate to reach out. Then you're going to make the presentation during that last week on your paper. And just as a reminder, that last week is short. Classes end on Thursday. So I've asked you to post that presentation by Monday, respond by Wednesday, and turn in your paper by Thursday. I will make sure that I send out a reminder because I know that's a slightly different week schedule than we've had in the past. All right, so a few miscellaneous items. I want to talk a little bit about how things are graded. Grading is based on a 1,000-point scale. And then the thing that I really want to point out is just a reminder that you have to have a B- or better to pass any graduate level course. I will do my very best to get all of your papers graded and turned back to you so you have the feedback before you have to get the next assignment in. because I think that's really how you learn and grow. If I have something that interrupts that schedule or I'm not going to be able to get something back to you in a timely manner, I will reach out and let you know. And again, if you do have questions on any of that feedback, make sure you let me know. It's very important to me that you understand what point I'm trying to make so that you can continue to improve throughout the coursework. Quick note on workload. This is a fast-paced online course, so I would say it's probably going to take you between 20 to 25 hours weekly for the readings, activities, and assignments. We will use Canvas for all of our communication. Check your NWU email and announcements regularly, and you can reach me at my email, put the contact information on the last slide here, or by text or phone between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. I think I mentioned earlier in my intro video that I earned my MBA and PhD while working full-time with a family, so I am very empathetic with the workload you have and understand you may have questions in the evenings, over the weekends, etc. So my goal is to always respond within 24 hours and sooner if possible. I realize many of you may have a very small window for completing things, and when you have a question, you need that answered relatively quickly. All right, so for our first assignment, you're going to introduce yourselves and share your thoughts on HR in a brief video presentation. This is really the introductory presentation is designed to help us get to know you better. You can use video, text, whatever you wish to share is fine, but I do ask that you post that by Wednesday of the first week of classes. Just lets me know that you have found the course and everything is well. I do ask that you respond to 2 other students' posts by Sunday. So again, I'm here to support your learning journey. Let's make this a challenging and rewarding experience, and I look forward to working with you.